Water surrounds the continents. Water covers most of the earth. Look at the picture of 165.
But not all of the earth.
Not all of it.
Or there wouldn't be anything on earth, not even humans.
Right.
But sea animals would be the only ones on earth if there was no land on earth.
Okay, we're going to raise your hand, Austin, okay?
Oh.
Look at page 165. Can you tell me what the picture of them two continents are?
That's Antarctica.
Hands. We got to use the hands today. James?
Because they're connected.
They're connected. That's two of the continents that are actually connected.
It's like it's a big state.
I want to ask you another question.
Okay, just a second. We're going to go here. The north part of that green part up at the north, that's the United States. That's where we live. And it connects all the way down to South America. So North America and South America.
I see a river here. You know.
Awesome. You have to use your hand. We're going to ask questions. Grant?
God made the world so we could live on it.
That's right.
He made two people first were in the land because the pastor rich. He told us all that.
Okay.
And Hunter might have not been there.
All right. That's right. Austin, what's your question?
You know, North America and South America, they look like a big island. They look like a giant. They look like that North America and South America connecting together. They look like they're both North America.
They sort of do.
But
They're all
otherwise,
connected.
there wouldn't be a South America.
That's
yeah,
right.
That's the way I said it.
Flip over to page 166.
Mr. Boomerang, I see like a tornado.
Yeah, it's actually
That's what I'm talking
it's
about.
actually the spiral of the clouds. You're looking down from space, and you're actually seeing the top of clouds. So when they take pictures and the satellite goes across, you can actually see them clouds and see where they're spinning at. That's the picture of that. Good job. Way to look at that.
Where's the tornado?
It's not. It's just a spiral of clouds. See kind of the spiral of clouds there?
I know.
They have them?
I thought it was something
Okay,
else.
on page 166, not all the water on the earth is the same. Most water on earth is in salty oceans. Many things cannot drink salt water. They need fresh water to survive. Where do you think we're going to find that fresh water at? Candace. Candace.
And on a lake.
In our lakes, that's right. That's where fresh water. Fresh water is water.
It's not good.
Fresh water is without salt. Streams, rivers, and lakes can be made up of fresh water. Streams flow downhill into rivers. Remember what we talked about rivers? What is a river? Can you tell me what a river is?
It's like something like goes, but it's not that big.
Yeah. Is it? Good job. Grant, can you help him out a little bit? What is a
Well,
river?
it's land like kind of together and
What flows down it?
water
Water.
a whole bunch and it's kind of going fast.
It can move fast or it can move slow. Let's flip to 168.
I know something, Mr. Barry. I see like a person or something.
It could be. Maybe it could be rocks is what it is. 168. Not all land on the earth looks the same. Some land is high, some land is low. So what is the high land?
Mountain.
Mountain.
Man, you gotta use hands. Hands. Grant or James.
Mountain.
Mountain.
If a river has a waterfall in front of it, that's how it goes fast.
It's good. You could
I
speed
see
up.
cheetah.
Mountains come in all shapes and sizes. A valley is low land between mountains.
Hey, where are you?
168. The next page, Austin. There you go. We're looking at
Where's
the
the mountain line?
lands and mountains and valleys.
You said a mountain line.
On 169, plains are flat land that spread out a long ways. Do we have any plains in Kansas?
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
It's like kind of the red because, yeah, they're
Okay.
flat also.
Yeah.
And because the
Yeah, but
grass
there's actually-
and all that is land,
Okay.
plain.
Hunter.
Those look like
sorta. What would they be called in a plain though? What was that? It's not a mountain.
Looks like it's not like.
It's a little bit higher. It's a little bit higher than the other land. Hey, they're not mountains. They're higher than a plain.
They
Are-
are.
Why are you videotaping?
It's okay.
They
Are.
are hills.
Hills. That's right. Do we have any hills in Kansas?
Yes.
Yes, we do. Candace.
Yeah, but we don't have it.
Can Austin, Ann, please. Is it-
I could talk.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Hey, we have some. Say
Theo?
something. They're kind of like mountains with the little hills, but they're not hills.
Right.
They're called cliffs.
Could be.
Yeah.
Certain areas could be
And
some that way.
I saw them before, and it is this big, giant, like, there's this big hill, and I like that big hill.
Okay.
It's just like,
Let's flip to page 172.
It's called the canyon.
We're gonna get there. 172. Keep going. One more. One more. We're gonna start talking about our rocks again. Remember what rocks were?
171
What were rocks made of? What were rocks made of? Grant.
minerals.
Minerals. Very good. You remember what minerals are? Are minerals living?
Yes.
Hunter?
no.
No, they're not. They're non-living. They're a non-living thing on the earth. That's good. Are all rocks the same? Candace.
No. Some
No.
are soft, some are rough, some are hard,
Can you-
like obsidian.
Yeah?
Or
Can you remember a rock that can actually float? You remember what showed? You remember what that was? Caden, you remember what it's called?
diamonds.
No, they can't float. You remember what it said? It said some rocks can actually
Wait.
float.
The big rocks.
No.
Let me
Grant?
see.
Pumice.
Pumice. Good, you're close. Got an L in there. Pumice. Pumice is actually that one that was really, looked like a sponge, remember?
Yes.
Had a lot of
Yes.
holes
It's
in
on
it?
the next page. I looked on the other page.
Okay, and the reason it's really holy is when it was becoming solid, there was a lot of gas trying to escape. And that's how it became a lot of holes in it and everything. And what was one of the hardest rocks there is? Candace, do you remember what the hardest rock is?
Granite, obsidian, or limestone?
No, there's one that's the hardest.
Obsidian.
Good hands. I like the hands. Caden, do you remember?
Diamonds.
The diamond. The diamond is the
That's what I
hardest
was gonna
rock.
say.
I know you guys knew it. I
It
knew
ain't
you
a
did.
wall.
It actually is a rock.
Diamond.
It actually is a rock. So,
Diamond.
that is very good.
Diamonds are a rock.
Soil is the top layer of earth. I'm on page 174.
What is
this? Okay,
What?
we're gonna go over that. 174. I think you're on the next page there, Austin. Soil is the top layer of earth. Remember how we talked about that top soil here, and then you go down a little bit farther, and then a long ways down, right? What is soil made of? Hunter. remember?
Dirt.
But there's things that make it up. Okay?
What did you say again?
What is the top soil made of?
Dirt.
Dirt.
And
Hunter said dirt.
dirt.
Could be could the topsoil be made of like could there be wood in there? Could
Yes,
there be-
there could.
Is there leaves and stuff in the topsoil?
Yes.
So a lot of the stuff that falls from the trees that goes down, does it go back into the topsoil? Does it go back in there? Like if there's a tree, a leaf that falls down and it comes down here and lays, you think it
Yes.
can go back into the ground?
Yeah, maybe.
No.
You don't think so?
Yeah.
It does.
I knew.
Yep, it does. It actually decomposes what they call
Well, I didn't listen.
Hunter.
You did.
Watch it. I'm getting ahead of you now. So leaves and soil is parts that decompose. Even if they say they're animals, wildlife that passes away and it falls into the forest, it decomposes and goes back into the soil.
And that's bad for the plant.
No, it's actually okay for the plants. That's a good part of it.
177?
I'm going to grab another.
Hi, this is Darwin Bray. This is my reflection over my classroom management, over a science lesson that I did. I used the hand game, basically where I want the students to raise their hand to be acknowledged to answer questions and things like that. When I first thought about doing this assignment, I thought this was going to be kind of a pain, but actually, after getting to use the technology a little bit, it actually worked pretty good. I can see that a teacher should probably do this weekly, a couple times a week, just to see how you're doing, see how maybe you're talking to the students and things like that. What I did for classroom management with my 6 students in first grade is I used the hand game, and basically what that is, I have 2 circles on the board, and every time I ask a question or I need feedback, I would ask them to raise their hand. If they didn't raise their hand and they said the answer or something like that, I would give myself a point. So we began basically making a game of this, of making sure that they are raising their hands to be acknowledged, to have input into the science lesson. Actually, I got a couple students. It's been a little tough, even for the regular classroom teacher. She uses a different system like this, but pretty similar to the same thing. And seems that it's hard for the students not to want to blurt out when they know it, and that's just probably part of the type of students they are, age of the students. But every time they wouldn't raise their hand, I would get a point, and if they did raise a point and did raise a hand and had a good answer, or even a good input into the lesson that we were doing, I would give them a point. So we kind of make a little bit of a game out of it. We're trying to shoot for, we give stickers or some kind of reward at the end. And it doesn't have to be that they win by 5. It's if they tie me or beat me, they win. So it's kind of fun to see the kids do this type of feedback, because you can see almost on their face initially when somebody doesn't raise their hand, because they're doing it as a class, kind of a team thing. So when one of them doesn't raise their hand, they can see the kind of that thing go off their face, like, oh, why'd you do that? Or make sure you raise your hand next time, that kind of thing. So I can see how using this type of technology and watching yourself teach would be such a great help. I'm even a big one thinking that this is good for even students that are not at school or couldn't be at school that day, that if you're podcasting or recording your lessons, that they would even have a chance to sit in on the same information that the students that were sitting in the classroom got. So I like this kind of thing. I think it's great. That's a great way to self-reflect on what you've done or how you've done certain things. As if I would do something different. Looking at the video and going back, I would probably maybe be a little quicker on giving points and making more points, making more time for that. I think I kind of got involved in the lesson and making sure it was going well. So I would probably give a few more points here and there, maybe watch them that they're not blurting out so much. But overall, it was okay. I can see how I want to change things later to make it a little easier. So that's my reflection.